I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them.
Go ahead.
That's showing you the word is towards the people. He said, speak now the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
That's right.
That's also showing you that it's not our words.
It's not our work. It's not our work. So we don't monetize this thing. You know, we're talking about that monetizing the truth.
And it's talking to a particular people. He said, it's a particular people, not everybody, not the whole world. It's a particular people, a group of people that this is directed to us, which are the Israelites.
Which are the Israelites. Hey, somebody get me in Baruch. I believe it's Baruch 3, it could be Baruch 4. I believe it's Baruch 4 where it speaks about the dead Israelites. You don't know what it is? I believe it's Baruch 4. As soon as you get it, go ahead and read it. You gotta go ahead and read it.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 4.
Chapter 3.
It says, O Lord Almighty, thou power of Israel, hear not the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power, for the which caused these plagues cleave unto us. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power in thy name, now at this time. For thou art the Lord our power, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name, and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers.
Stop right there. So what captivity is he talking about? This captivity right here.
Yep.
Because how did we know that?
Jeremiah 17 is speaking for my heritage.
That's not what I want. It's good, but that's not what I want. How do we know that that's talking about, Baruch is talking about this captivity?
Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. We are yet this day in our captivity. Baruch chapter 3 verse 8.
Does it say? Does it,
Revelation 11.
what does it say?
It speaks about how dead bodies shall lie in precincts.
That's good, that's not what I want.
Hosea?
What is this quoting?
Hosea was in the land where it was said there.
No. Good, they're all good answers. They're good answers. They're correct, but it's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? And read it again fast. Read it again. Read them exact verses again fast.
So, Luke chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord Almighty, thou power of Israel, hear not the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power, for the which caused these plagues cleave unto us. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power and thy name.
Thy name,
Now at this time.
Yahweh Bashem Shai. Come on.
It says,
I just gave you a clue. Come on.
It says, for thou art the Lord our power, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name, and praise thee in our captivity.
I know.
For we have called to mind all the iniquity.
Why does he keep saying call upon my name if we already knew his name? In Egypt we knew, in Egypt we knew the name, but in the wilderness we knew the name. Then under the Moabites, Babylonians, the Greeks, the Roman Empire, we knew his name. So the Most High is not going to tell you call on my name. You already know his name. So how do you know that that's talking about America?
The second chapter where it says, they shall think upon my name.
They shall think upon my name. Because all the other captivities, we knew the name. We knew we were Israelites. This is the only captivity where our nationality, our heritage was taken away from us. When you go back to Maccabees, Antiochus Epiphanes, he made certain Israelites say that they wasn't Jews, but guess there were certain that rebelled against him. That's why we still had a nation state, right? So all the other captivities before that, we knew the Most High's name. We called him the Most High. Why did we get delivered from the Moabites? From these different, because we called on the name, then the Most High was going to deliver us. So how is it, why is it so hard for us to get out of this captivity? Because the Most High took the key from us, which is his name. They call on Jesus and Allah and this God and that God. So that's how you know that captivity in the 3rd chapter, Baruch, is talking about America. All right? You read that whole thing again? Everything? Go ahead.
It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power.
Right, departed. But part of that, us being departed from the Lord our power, is what? Them forcing it. Antiochus Epiphanes enforcing it. Roman Empire said we could be Israelites, right? In this kingdom, when you came over here to slavery, they didn't say, oh, you can still be an Israelite, you just gotta work. Well, what would happen? We'd be out of there because while we work, we get tired of working in the field, we're gonna owe you hour. God, show me how it's shot. The Lord took that away. So Baruch is talking about America. Give me Baruch, what is it? Baruch 2 and 30.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Baruch chapter 2,
And if
verse...
you read another verse, a couple of verses beyond that, it's up to you.
I'll start at 28.
Good.
This Baruch chapter 2 and verse 28. It says, as thou hast spoken by thy servant Moses, in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the heathens where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. They shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished, and I will make an everlasting covenant with
That's
them.
the kingdom. Oh, I will make another, that's another covenant scripture. He said, and I'll bring them to that land, and I will, read it again, read that part again, that verse.
Right, it says, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
When is he going to make the everlasting covenant? When the kingdom comes. When is it going to actually start? When we get, huh? There you go. What scripture is that? Quote it. What scripture?
1 Corinthians 15.
Beautiful.
58.
About the 50th verse on down. All right.
Isaiah 45:17.
Go ahead, say again.
Everlasting kingdom, Isaiah 45:17.
That's another one. So read that to the end. Keep reading to the end.
Right, it says, Baruch chapter 2 and verse 35, it says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them.
That's how you know it's America. Because this is the last captivity. Is that it?
Right.
Okay, now let's go back to Ezra, second Ezra. Start from the first verse again.
2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people
The Israelites. That's why we've got the 12 tribes side, not just Judah. Come on.
the words of prophecy, which
Who is able to speak the words of prophecy? Prophets.
The prophets.
Prophets.
Prophesied. And when you go to Revelation 19:10, it said the spirit of Yahweh shine, the spirit of prophecy.
Spirit of prophecy. Yep. Come on.
it says,
Now, hold up. The spirit of the Most High, the spirit of Yahweh shine, the spirit of prophecy. So all Christians say they deal with Christ, right? So guess what? You deal with Christians, go to Revelation, that's what you said. Then those are all prophecies. The Messiah, the Christ is about prophecy. The spirit of Christ is the spirit of prophecy. So why can't you break these prophecies down? Good, have a good night. Keep moving. Come on.
it says, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not
Go
the,
ahead.
I want to make it says,
Speak loud, huh?
it says for their faithful, for their paper, for their faithful and true. It's talking about the scriptures. In King James 16:11, where it has the apocrypha everything in it. Because why? Everything that's coming to pass in these scriptures are prophecy, and they're going to come to pass. We got what? We got Isaiah 14:1, where it says the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet to Israel, and set them in their own land. And the servant shall be joined with them. So these are all prophecies that we know going to come to pass. And we know that what? That Esau at the end of the world, Jacob's at the beginning that followeth. We know we at the end of this man's bullshit, which is that stone that's hitting those feet. The clay and iron and clay.
That's it. So guess what? If that goes over somebody's head, then you ask them to walk on down the street. You understand? Come on.
It says, fear
We
not.
ain't playing with these people no more. If we perceive that this Jake is not one of the elect, try to look at your watch and hope, pray to the Most High that this nigga walk down the street. Or ask him to have a good night, this is not for you. Tell him, look, why you ain't talking to me? Because you're not one of the elect. Come on.
Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Unbelief. Unbelief is anybody that's in any other way of life. Most High ain't dealing with you. Come on.
That speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
And how they gonna die? If they make it far enough to get a chip, they're gonna get missiles. They're gonna need a missile. They're gonna need a missile. America is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction.
God.
It's already happening. We've been saying this for years about the Middle. Watch, keep your eyes on the Middle East. What's happening? What's happening? Iran attacked Israel. Tel Aviv, which there are a bunch of moles out there, right? And I think it was what's the guy? Scott. What's his name?
Scott Ritter,
Scott Ritter. I believe it was him that said it, or the other general.
Colin McGregor.
McGregor. You said Colin McGregor. It's not Colin, but it's
It's Colin McGregor.
Colonel McGregor.
Yeah, Colonel
He
McGregor,
might
yeah.
be a Jake. I think both of them are Jakes. Because they said, if one of them said, after Israel didn't think they were going to attack like that, and they said after the attack, the missile attack, they said we blocked most of them. They blocked all of them. They said they missed most of them. That Iron Dome really don't work. You can't block all those missiles. They shot 180 missiles. They said Netanyahu, when he did his speech, he kind of came off nervous. He was spooked about it. Because they ain't playing no more. Why? Because the Most High putting the spirit on them. They know that Russia's backing them up, and China's backing up Russia. Iran, China, and Russia are what? Brick nations. So they're going to back each other up. They got money, they got investments with each other. So they got nervous. And what does Kamala? Forget about it. Kamala goes in, it doesn't matter if it's Trump or Kamala. This place is done. Armageddon on this goddamn place. You know? So where we at? Come on. Let's go.
Verse 4. So it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord.
If you don't have this truth, you're not of the elect, you ain't gonna make it. If you happen to be here in America and they give out the microchip, you're gonna take it, right? Whether you know it or not. There's some people that knows it, that the chip is a microchip and what it's all about, but they're gonna take it anyway, because they're white, baby. You ain't gonna eat. I done took the kids downtown and we all got the chip. You know? So he gonna go out there getting weak. The question is us, is this really the chip? And we're gonna say, look, have a good night. You know, have a good day.
The precursor to that was the jab. Yeah, I worked around people that said they wasn't going to take it. They was talking all that shit. Then when it boiled down to when their job was on the line, them guys took it. Them guys took it. I walked off the fucking job.
Yeah, well, a lot of certain people that are in, that's not in the truth. They said, look, this guy, the angry prepper. You know, I don't know if y'all watch him.
Yeah.
He was a fireman. They said you got to take the jab. He said, fuck that. He makes money off of the YouTube, man. And now they're asking him back, asking him to come back. A lot of them guys, they're begging for them guys, the civil servants, they're begging for them to come back. You know? A lot of military guys. They said, Doc, you know, you're going to be court-martialed. Then court-martial my ass. I ain't taking that. Even certain women. Good. You got something up in the back? Somebody got something in the back? Oh, I'm sorry. Come on.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. And it reads, Then shall they, being a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
Read that again.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they, being a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast
them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
What's the torment? The ultimate torment is when America's on fire. You know?
Yep. But you have certain jakes that's been overtaken by them floods in North Carolina, but most of them was after town, sundown towns. But you have certain jakes. You got this one Edomite man that was married to a Jake woman. They had bought a house, and they only had the house for like about a month. And she was like, "Oh, I should have left when they was telling me I'm hard-headed. I can't find my husband, you know. And right now, my neighbor's house is floating, and my house is flooded. I'm on the roof with my dog. I should have left when they had to tell me. My car's gone. But bitch, you fucking sided with Esau. You married an Edomite, so you got what you deserve. And you in the sundown town, man.
Yeah, well, that's like I said. We're only concerned about the elect. We're only concerned about the elect.
So
right?
now she in a pitiful case.
That's it. Pitiful case. Go ahead, Doc.
Right. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled."
So when is this going to be fulfilled? It's being fulfilled right now. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. This is just the beginning. We're in the time of the beginning of 2nd Esdras chapter 15, soon to be 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Then comes chapter 13, when Yahweh Shai come back. Take this goddamn place out.
That's right.
It says, "And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness."
Their wickedness there is the Israelites. He's not gonna wait for Jake to get it right. He's just gonna destroy this place. And if you ain't right, you're gonna be destroyed with it.
The elect is closing in.
Closing the door. Now, and we're looking at you. Yeah, I don't know. You ain't one of the elect. So I ain't got nothing to say. You got to be cold in this thing. So people that listen to this now, they better hop on board. You know?
Yeah, like Noah, when the door was shut.
The door was shut. Yep.
That was it, man. All hell broke loose.
Come on.
It says, "Which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them."
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because what's going on is Esau, Edom is murdering a lot of jakes. You got jakes that have been hung on trees. You got jakes that are in jail for no reason, for stupid reasons. So the blood is crying out to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, even though they might not be of the elect, they're still Israelites. How did Esau, Edom get this land? Through rape, robbery, murder, blood. And so they constantly, they didn't stop through the Jim Crow era. They didn't stop in slavery. They're still killing us all day long, man. And so the Lord is going to justify us. The Lord's going to be the one to fight for us. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to be the one to stand for us. Because nobody in the world, no government, nobody's standing for the Israelites. The so-called blacks, Native Americans. They always want to give us a pipe dream, but then nobody's actually delivering us. So that's how we're calling upon.
Well, they're not delivering Edomites either. The FEMA's not helping them people, man. They've been making all kind of videos on it on YouTube, man. All kind of short videos. He said FEMA. There's one story. This woman said that FEMA went to one house and they said, "How many people are here? Is everybody alive?" There was a woman, a husband, and a couple of infant babies, twins. And they said, "What do you need? We need formula, this, water, that." FEMA left. They said, we'll be right back. They never went. They never came back. People that they're saying, the FEMA's saying, "Look, give the money to us." When they get the money, they ain't helping the people. And they're blocking people from coming in. There's people that have private helicopters that are helping the people. If it wasn't for private citizens, they would all die. They said they provided the stacking up. And we know the backstory. Y'all know the backstory of what's going on?
They want to take the land from, and invest in the
Yep,
land.
but there's another back.
The lithium.
You got lithium in that area.
Yeah, that's right. So the same thing with that situation in Hawaii. Remember what happened with Hawaii? They found lithium down there in North Carolina. You know? Say it again. Yep, that's a part of it. Yep, that's right. Part. That's what I wanted to hear. Come on.
It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Which is America. Come on.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
The ultimate punishment is his missiles. Go ahead, I.
That mighty hand and stretched out arm is talking about Yahweh shining over the angels. Because like when it says, I'm going to get Egypt with plagues before, well, what happened before? Yahweh Shai was the one that delivered the children of Israel. He was the Grim Reaper. He was the one that was putting to death all these Egyptians. So the same thing's going to happen again. Yahweh Shai is going to deliver the children of Israel, but this time he's only going to deliver the elect. So it's the same plagues is going to happen before to this place for what they're doing to the children of Israel.
That is the second Egypt. Come on.
It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hell, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh.
I'm now up. What's the situation?
It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city.
It says sedition. Sedition means an uprising against the government. And then,
no, doesn't mean that. Sedition means to speak and getting the people riled up.
Yeah.
That's what Paul was charged with, found guilty of, Peter and Yahweh Shai. That's why they put him on the cross, because he was guilty of sedition. Look up the word sedition in the Google. They looked at Malcolm X as he was guilty of sedition. Martin Luther King.
What about Trump?
They said, well, they're trying to get him on the sedition thing with the January 6th thing.
You know, recently he was saying that they should do a purge. He said that. He said just one
well,
day.
He better
just
shut
one
up
day.
because P. Diddy got him on tape.
Yeah.
There's a video, man. All them guys in the hip hop world, they're all freaks, man. All of them.
But when Trump was cool with Epstein, him and Epstein.
Oh, yeah, he was down at the island with his girl.
Right. Yeah.
So he was at P. Diddy's parties, man. And all them niggas, man. All of them are freaks, man. And the biggest freak out there is Busta Rhymes. This one dude said, when you ever see Busta Rhymes with a girl? A couple of months ago, he was in a concert wearing a red dress.
Right.
You go to that video on YouTube and look at the comment board. You say, what's wrong with this nigga? This nigga done sold out.
Yeah.
Jake is waking up to the Illuminati. You know? Go ahead.
It says sedition, conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarchy.
So y'all heard that, right? It means you don't gotta pick up a sword or nothing like that. You gotta say things to rile the people up to take a kingdom down. That's what Yahweh Shai was guilty of.
It was recently one of these rallies with the Republicans, and some senator was, I forget his name, but he was like, yeah, man, I'm glad someone's on our side because we're going to do a civil war or some shit. But he was riling up the people to say, if he don't get in, you know, we're gonna do a civil war. So he was antagonizing the people.
Yeah, well, I've been saying that. I'm just saying that as it makes all the sense in the world that if Kamala gets in, the Republicans are not going to like that, and there's going to be a civil war. The civil war is going to be against the Republicans and the Democrats. They made the movie. What was that movie Civil War was all about? It was called Predictive Programming. Yeah. They put out a movie to let you know what's going to happen in the near future. You know?
I got some.
Go ahead.
Going into the word sedition. going down, it says the meaning, conduct, or language inciting to rebellion against a lawful government.
Yep.
You know? So
And
it's like-
Malcolm X said, we got to do less singing and more swinging. So that's seditious talk. That's why they set him up. You know? Go ahead, Ak.
Revelation 1 and verse 9. It says, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, was in the isle that is called Patmos. Why? For the word of the Most High and the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So he was also sent to the island of Patmos for sedition.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I got sedition law. Now this sedition and foundlaw.com. Sedition is a serious felony punishable by fines and prison time. Sedition is inciting revolt or violence against a lawful authority to destroy or overthrow it.
So that's what they were all guilty. So when you teach your things, your speech gotta be seasoned with salt. You gotta speak in code. You know? We're just telling you what the Bible says. We're breaking down what the Bible says is gonna happen.
And they brought out the fact that Kamala Harris is a crypto. I don't know if you saw that.
She's all kind of stuff is coming out on her. You know?
There's a book called A Record of Jews in Jamaica by Jacob Majority, and the Harris family is in it.
So she could,
On the other side, yeah.
okay, so she could be one. But I believe she's a Jake. But I seen her dance. She got some rhythm to it. I believe she's a Jake. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's an Edomite Jake or whatever. She's a Jake. She'll be in the kingdom. If not, she's going into slavery. Her future kingdom. She's gonna be a slave, a concubine. Go ahead, Ak.
I got a precept. This is on
Read the
John.
Bible.
This is John chapter 18 and verse 36. Speaking on sedition, right?
Yeah.
It says, Yahweh Shai answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then my servants would fight. That I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now is my kingdom not from hence.
So he said that. So he said, why did Pontius Pilate say what he said? When Pontius Pilate had his wife had dreams that this is a righteous man, that's why he washed his hands to it. You know? And it doesn't say what she was, but she could have been a Jake. Pontius Pilate was probably Edomite, but he could have been a Jake too. You got Jake in high office. New York City, who runs New York City? Jake. But what did they do? He said, we got to get these niggas out of here with that scandal, right? Because Jake took the whole city. Anytime you see Mayor Eric Adams, there's a Jake woman on this side, Jake woman on that side, Ephraimite over there. He gave it to the Ephraimites, and Ephraimite was the chief of police and the commissioner and this, that, and the third. The whole administration was Jake. And you had a couple of Edomites in the back. They said, we got to get this nigga out of town. You know? And now they're saying that he used to go to Diddy parties. Diddler. Come on.
There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Because the people, especially them Edomites, man, they want to do shit because this is their country, right? This is God's country, and God gave it to us. They think they're better than everybody on the earth. So when they see shit go, they see corruption. Them Bible Belt Edomites and them down south and so forth, they're all born againers, man. They see that this country is completely corrupt, man. So guess what? Civil War is gonna have to come. Hence the movie Civil War, which I didn't even see the movie.
Yeah, they see the elites don't want to distribute the power, the wealth. So they ready to rise up. Because they the ones that got everything to lose. Jake we ain't had nothing when we came over here. The so-called white man that took everything from the Native Americans, which are Israelites.
And
so
it's
we
all
don't have
coming out.
nothing to lose.
It's
They
all
got
coming out.
everything. Yeah.
And there's a lot of Jake that know. The actors, the athletes, all of Jakes know, you know,
Yep.
entertainers, actors, millionaires, Jake among Jake, the Boule, all these Jakes, they all know about Israel, man.
like nobody's really talking about. You probably saw it, but Candace Owens, she was debating some Alamachite on TV.
Oh yeah, she was cutting it.
And then she brought out Revelation 3 and 9.
They're watching us, man.
You know what I'm saying? Pierce Morgan.
They're watching us, man. What's her name? Jaguar Wright.
Right.
Did you see the interview with Pierce Morgan?
Yeah.
Nobody saw that video?
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, she just over there. I said, look, they might take her out, man. They might delete her.
Mm-hmm.
She came out with it, man. Come on.
Whenever that situation with Trump happened, you mentioned that Captain America movie, they showed the guy grabbing his ear, and he's in a,
Oh yeah, they showed it on, yep.
and he was surrounded by bulletproof glass. Well, Trump right now is back in the same spot they assassinated a butler, and this is live. He's surrounded by bulletproof glass. It's like,
What is it? What I say? Predictive programming. Predictive programming. Predictive programming. Come on, let's go.
I typed in the phrase course of action on Google, and it says a procedure adopted to deal with a situation.
There you go. Come on, let's go.
It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed. The city shall be troubled.
And that's happening now. The Venezuelans and all that. These Chinese nationals coming in. At first, you go back, about a year, they had women, their husbands, and the women with their children. Now you got a bunch of guys, these guys are all Nigerian nationals. Then you had a bunch of Moabites. Then you had Arabs. And there were no women or children among them. So this is all set up, all the way at chaos. Come on.
The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
Food shortages, man.
But shall destroy their houses.
So they run out of food, they're hungry, you gotta feed their families. They're gonna go to the next door neighbor and they're gonna rob the next door neighbor. No problem. Come on.
But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread.
Because of the lack of bread, food shortages.
They showing you how easy it is that they can cause a famine. Like the longshoreman strike with the
that
dock
was
workers.
all state. That shit was all
They
state.
showing you that they can do this. A truck worker
The
strike.
head guy that Edomite, but he could be a check. He could be talking shit.
Yeah.
He said, we can punish you. We got the power, and that motherfucker fix that shit up quick. Biden got on the phone, he said, fix it up, because Kamala ain't gonna be president. Because if that was to go on, guaranteed Trump would be in office.
they agreed on something tentative, so they have
Until January.
Exactly.
Why January? Why January? Because the president will already be in there, man. So they can let it happen.
Also, like you said, it had to have been staged in a sense because what he was demanding was $5 an hour added to their pay every year for the next 6 years. That's going to make any corporation be like, whoa, we got to...
But that makes sense. That's a fair deal. That's a fair deal. Because it's inflation.
When I went to work.
Yep, it's on. No, I got it. I'll hold it. Thank you.
Went on strike. They went on strike at 12 o'clock midnight. So I went to work the next morning. I was telling everybody on the job, I said, y'all better do your Christmas shopping early. If y'all celebrate Christmas and all of that. I said, because a lot of people don't even know what's going on. I said, the longshoremen, they just went on strike. So everything that gets imported into this country, it goes through the docks. And I said, if there's a lack of that, then they're going to start price gouging.
So nobody on your job knew that was coming to this.
Mostly the white people. But the brother, like
Jake don't know nothing, man.
Jake, all they talk about is Diddy. Diddy is what's going on
That's
with Diddy.
That's a distraction.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
And I told him that, and I said, look, whenever they price gouge shit, I said very rarely when they smooth things over, very rarely do prices go back down, man. But once prices shoot up, very rarely do prices go back down to the way it was before, man. So they showing you that this shit is over with, man.
We've been saying, see, that's why, if you notice, man, years ago, you do a video, people be talking shit, and I like it. I like when people be talking shit, putting up the negative. You don't hardly see people talking shit, even they don't say nothing,
that's true.
Or they'll praise you, man.
Yeah.
Or they'll ask you a question. Ain't nobody talking shit like they want.
How much scoffers out there, right?
Somebody had their hand up. Come on.
I agree with you. I was saying when it first happened, it was a diversion, just like the Diller thing. But the thing that hit me was the same day of the strike was the same day Israel got struck.
Yeah.
The bombs on the 1st. And then I sent brothers to a few brothers the video, but I saw it right before bed, like the night before October 1st. It was like a 30-second clip of Putin getting rushed, Putin rushing through the streets of Moscow. I sent it to Nas, and he was like, he made a good point. He's like, yeah, he was probably getting rushed to the war room. That was the night, September 30th, before the 1st, before that shit
They
happened.
do things on certain dates. Yeah. They do things on certain dates.
Even the UN General Assembly last week, you had President Zelensky in Ukraine begging the United States for permission to shoot long-range missiles into Russia.
But they don't want to do that.
They don't want to do
America
that.
doesn't want to happen because they know
That's
one step. Them going in Iran, the U.S. is scared.
Right.
Because they know Russia's going to get involved.
That's a declaration of war because
It's a declaration of war.
Because what Ukraine doing right now with American weapons is defending, is basically like shooting at Russians invading Ukraine. But the minute you launch U.S.-backed missiles into Russia, that's an inch closer to World War III.
That's
Russia's
war.
gonna look
That's
at it
war.
like
That's a declaration of war.
they're gonna say like just like the U.S. shot the missiles on us.
So they want to they want to cool things down, but they can't because the Most High pulling back. Put hooks in his jaw. The Most High pulling back, and at the right time, you're gonna put the skirt on him. Revelation 17:12 on down, when it speaks about the 10 horns. Why are they gonna shoot missiles on America? Because the Most High put it in their heart to do so. So He's gonna make them do it.
Now the Houthis got long-range hypersonic missiles. Where did they get that from? They got because they hit Russia. Of course, Vladimir Putin gave them long-range intercontinental hypersonic missiles.
Let the weak say I'm strong. That's what that's all.
And also, Lebanon, they hold them back. They have the capabilities to take out the Israeli government because in 2006 they beat them in that war. That war they had in 2006, they beat them, and from there they built underground tunnels and they got their missile capability up. Plus, they are backed by Iran, which is backed by Russia, which is backed by China. So you don't think these superpowers are giving them weapons to defend themselves? So you gotta
They know what we know.
You gotta be an idiot to think that.
And guess what? Revelation 12 and 12. They have a short time. They have a short time. It's gonna come down to you having great wrath because they know they have a short time. They know they're gonna be taken out.
And the Houthis, which is ran by Yemen, they control Yemen. If they have this capability to destroy a ship in the Red Sea and hit Israel from afar, then they're like, oh wow. So the Houthis got this. So imagine what Lebanon has. Imagine what the Iraqi Defense Force have. Imagine what Iran has.
That's why you got spies, because they don't tell the world how many missiles they possess. They don't tell the world that. Hey, this thing is hot, man. You got Jake getting ready to go to the club, see what didn't do it now. Fuck didn't, man. You know?
Freak ass nigga.
Don't be surprised if they kill him. And that whole raid, who was telling me that whole raid was about what?
Finding them videos.
Get the tapes and the information on people like politicians and stuff. That's why they tore everything up. You know, using him as a scapegoat, man. He's a little guy. You know?
That reminds me back in during the time of Reagan and the vice president Daddy Bush was in office. Dick Cheney had a blackmail ring that they would have politicians come in to get them compromised, and they would have a two-way mirror where they filming them while they having sex with little kids. And then now you compromise. That's the same thing Diddy was doing. He was getting these politicians and these different rappers and these different celebrities to go to his parties, and they filming everybody.
He got dirt. These are plants, man. Epstein, Diddy. These are damn plants. And he's a little guy. He's not the main guy. Come on, let's go.
It says, behold, said the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reference me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in them in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. My right hand shall not spare the sinners. My sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath.
Who's the Carmanians?
Iran.
Do you have receipts on that? How can you get the word Carmanian equal the word Iranian or Persians? By the way, Netanyahu referred to the Iranians as Persians. He said the noble Persians.
Yeah.
So he knows that the Iranians are the ancient Persians.
They changed their name from Persia, in 1932 to Iran.
Right.
1932, I think, one of them.
I believe the president of that time asked them to change, asked the UN to change the name. But they're actually Persians, which Persians are actually Elamites.
On an ancient map. It'll show you.
Oh yeah, they'll show a point. Yeah, exactly. There's an encyclopedia. I think it's called an Encyclopedia of Iran or something like that. And it says that the name of Iran goes back to Carmania. So it's the Carmanians, which are the Persians, getting together with the Arabs. Arabs are different from Armenians. Somebody had to say it quick. Come on, let's bring it out.
This from the I googled it. It says, who are the Carmanians in the Bible? It says 2nd Esdras 15 and 30 makes reference to the Carmanians or Carmanians. These were a people from Carmania in the fertile province of ancient Persia.
Oh,
Wow.
Situated on the north shore of the Persian Gulf, modern Kerman. It says it is a mountainous region separated by a desert from Persis, southwest part of Iran or Persia in the west.
yeah, so they're Elamites.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Iran another way of saying Aryan as well? Like, I don't know if I read that or heard of that.
People of Aryans do go back to that area. So that's Iran, Aryan. I don't know if that goes together. You got to do the research on that. You know? You had something to say. You had your hand up.
Oh, I'm gonna break down
Go ahead.
go back here again.
What verse are we on?
Verse 30.
How many more verses?
38.
28. It's about 63 verses, so another 30.
Okay.
28. It says, behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
And that's beginning to happen now, because the scripture said the least of the flock shall go them out. Who's the least of the flock? The least of the flock is talking about the Amalekites of Israel and what they're doing. If you look at Israel, they're surrounded by all Muslim countries. So what they're doing is they're bringing out the dragons of Arabia and the Carmanians, which is Iran and the other Arabs. Now they had different sects of Muslim religions that they believe in, but through Israel, the small hats, they all coming together now. Yeah, the Sunni, Shiite,
started warring with each other. Now they're going to band together to
Yeah, because they see the injustice of what this law has to do. And Americans hoping like hell everything work. It ain't gonna work out. It's not gonna work out, man. And putting Kamala in the office is not the time to have a woman in office, man. Because they do things based upon the emotions. Hey, how many of y'all saw the Godfather Part 1, Godfather Part 2?
See part
Okay,
one.
so what happened when they went to war? They had the Irish guy played by
Tom Egan.
like Tom, who would you say?
Tom Egan.
Right. He was a counselor. He was an actual lawyer.
Yeah.
But he said to Mike, he said, look, you're not going to be a counselor. Why not? He said, because you're not a wartime counselor. So the father, which was Don Vito, he said, I'll be the counselor. I'll be the wartime counselor. But my son Michael, he's going to be the head over me, but I'll be a counselor. All right. So the best president to have in a time of war is who? A general.
Yeah, general.
Right? Not no fucking woman. So if she becomes president, all hell's gonna break loose.
Oh.
They're gonna start killing black women. And Jake ain't gonna help the black women because they don't like it. We don't like your black ass any fucking way. If you're listening, we don't like your black ass. We found out something. All these women nation, they have you know what I'm saying? They have a fetish about Jake men. You know?
One of the titles of the president is Commander-in-Chief. She ain't never been in no war.
Yeah, she ain't no.
How's she a commander?
Yeah, she's a prosecuting attorney, which is a person that deals with paperwork, man. You know, she comes with the stat and all that. So let me tell you something, man. The good old boys, they ain't gonna accept that shit. They ain't accepting a woman and a black woman at that. They ain't accepting that shit. So Trump better get up in there. But it doesn't matter who gets up in there, man. Bonnie the Purple dinosaur can get up in there. It doesn't fucking matter. This fucking place is done.
Right. You know, like back in the day, the king was in the battle. You know, like King David. King David was the actual warrior. He was in the battle. These so-called presidents, they got the title of Commander-in-Chief. They've never been in. What battle they been in? Donald Trump, what battle has he been in? He's Commander-in-Chief.
Like the first president was Jake Moore. There were 7 going to that history. Anybody know that history? The first black president?
Yeah, 7, I heard.
There were 7 of them. And they were supposed to be more. He also had to learn from Jake. The first president in the history of George Washington, what was he? A general.
He was in war.
A president is really you have generals, 5-star brigadier generals, 5-star generals, and so forth. The president is the chief general. So he has to be a warrior.
He has to be a warrior.
He has to understand war. You understand?
You just made me remember. I just saw it today. It's going viral. Like Kamala Harris, she took a picture with a selfie with all these women soldiers, and the headline goes, "All these other nations are scared now."
They're making mockery. They're making mockery, man.
Oh, they have become like women?
They have become like women. They have become like women, man. Hey, if she becomes president, this place is going to really go downhill, man.
Fast. You see, you in the battle, you see a woman in the battlefield, you grab her up, you know what's going to happen.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Grab her up and then humble her ass.
That's why in the Code of Military Justice, which is Title 10 of the United States Code, in the military, if you're a military man, you rape a woman, the penalty is death. But they don't care, because they're going to die fighting out there anyway. You live or die you can die one day, or live a day. Living every day it's like throwing up a coin. Are you going to live today? You might have made it to the last week of your tour, and you might drop dead. So guess what? If you're out there in the midst of war, you see a woman, you're going to say, fuck that. Literally. You know? Come on.
Right. Back in 2 Kings 15 and 30. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Syrians represent America too. Babylon, America, Egypt. Come on.
And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together a great power to persecute them.
Yeah, go ahead.
They say remembering their nature. Now the scriptures say that Ishmael shall be a wild
animal.
So he
shall be against everybody, and everybody shall be against him.
Exactly.
That's happening now.
That's happening now. Come on.
Then these shall be troubled, bled, and shall keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them. And in their host shall be fear and dread, and strife among their kings. Behold, clouds from the east, and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon.
That's a good point. Listen, causing mushroom clouds over here, causing mushroom clouds over there.
That's what it's talking about. That's what it's talking about.
Full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof.
So it's the same thing in Revelation.
Revelation 14.
Yeah, that's as high as a mustard spread.
That's it.
That's a lot of blood.
And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. And then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west, and strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it. And the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east and west wind, shall be destroyed. The great and mighty clouds shall be puffed up, full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein. And they shall pour out over every high and eminent place and horrible star, fire and hell, and flying swords.
Flying swords.
Mm-hmm. That's the missiles with the.
That's the missiles.
With the multiple warheads.
Hypersonic missile system.
Pastor. That's Isaiah 34. My sword shall be bathed in heaven.
My sword shall be bathed in heaven. That's one of my favorite chapters in Isaiah.
Joel, second chapter.
Joel, you can go on all day. Jeremiah 1, Jeremiah 2, Jeremiah 49, Joel 3, Joel 2. Come on.
It says, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, and make her afraid.
Babylon is America.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
They shall come to her and besiege her. The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall be well. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And thou Asia that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers.
What verse you in?
47. Which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions.
Who's hated?
Babylon.
America, Babylon. Babylon the Great. Come on.
Therefore thus saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall rise that is sent over thee. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, saith the Lord, if thou hast not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thine hands.
So that's what they're going to pay for. What they did to the children of Israel, not what they did to the other nations. What they did to the children of Israel. And they know it. You'd be surprised how many people, known people in the world on news and all that, that watch us. Come on.
And saying over their dead when thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
Yeah, he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of
mine eye.
Zechariah.
That's right.
It says, they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh.
That's happening right now in North Carolina. They ain't saying nothing. They're saying there's one woman that said there's a stench of dead bodies. They ain't picking up the FEMA's supposed to pick up the dead bodies. They ain't picking up the dead bodies. So that brings disease. And they said the people that they're helping are the ones in the mountains. That's why they have these guys in private helicopters helping them. So they're up in the mountains. We don't know there's dead people in the mountains. So guess what they're doing? They have no food. They run out of food, right? Cannibalism. But they ain't saying it, man.
Damn.
They shall die in the mountains. Read it again. We'll call on you in a minute.
It says, they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their
We're
own.
going to resort to cannibalism. That could be happening right now. They just ain't telling you that.
Damn.
Come on.
And drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. Though as unhappy shall come through the sea, and receive plagues again. It says,
so America's suffering plagues now, back and forth. All right? Come on.
and in the passage they shall rush on the idol city and shall destroy some portion of thy land.
We're going to destroy a portion of it. Not totally yet. There's going to come a time where they're going to shoot all the missiles, waste not the missiles, and destroy this whole place. Come on.
And consume part of thy glory, and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed. And thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire, and shall consume thee, and thy cities, thy land, and thy mountains, and it says all thy woods and thy fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire. Thy children.
What's gonna do the burning? The missiles. Everything's gonna be waste.
That concentrated fire from the chariots.
Concentrated fire from the chariots and the missiles, the warheads. Come on.
Last verse. Thy children shall they carry away captive, and look, what thou hast, they shall spoil it, and mar the beauty of thy face.
Right, the beauty of thy face is America. Remember them old pictures come to America, it's a slum. The whole country, man. Anyway, that's that on that. We're going go ahead.
This is to go with this. Joel 2:3. It says, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them.
That's right.
So anyway, with that, we're going to say shalom. We're going to do